You've obviously had been, we've been preparing for this for a little bit now. You share with me a lot of the numbers that you have. Really, can we start talking about numbers a little bit more? Really, like take home pay wise, and obviously, we're going to get into how you break them down, but take home pay right now, and then obviously, like goals and plans for the future. Like, where do you see yourself going in the next 1, 3, 5 years?
Yeah, so I mean, take home pay right now annually is a little bit higher. I think the number I gave you was 74,000. So let's stick to 74,000 plus a 10% variable bonus. And the reason is because everything up until this point, that was the max salary that I had. So 74,000, and I only had that salary for about 2 years. Before that, it was 56, 59, 64, slowly kind
Hmm.
of trotting along. So
Yeah. And then I have so with that, right? You said that you interned there and then you went full time and then you've obviously stuck with it. I'm in a relatively similar position. Like, how was that kind of process of, you know, out here where I'm at, right? People job hop all the time, and there's where you see a
mhm.
lot of increase in salary and whatnot. I think that there's a lot to be said about, again, like the reasons why I'm here, like stick where I'm at is again, there's the culture, there's kind of an excitement around the role and the job. It's just like, where do you see? First off, do you have any thoughts on that and anything that is on like top of mind as far as, staying at the same job for an extended period of time where like our parents potentially, right, and like decades previous were like, lifers at different companies. There's still people where I'm at that have been here working where I'm at for like 20, 30 plus years. Some people are, remember almost when it was founded. And it was just like you get these people who were in a different kind of generation, different kind of thought process, I think, than where we're at right now. And kind of where is your mind at with like hopping jobs for increased pay versus kind of like what you and I both kind of have been doing this at this point?
So, I mean, it's kind of a weird situation. So, in consulting, you can definitely leave to make 40% more any day of the week. The trade-off with that is that you won't grow as quickly at the place that you go to work.
Hmm.
So, I'm not chasing money, right? I did chase doing the work that I wanted to do. So when I started at Productivity, it was in internal audit, and I did that for I don't know 4 years, and it was good. It was fun. I was learning a lot. You learn different industries, and then about 2 years ago, a little bit less, like October 2019, I started feeling like I didn't want to wake up in the morning to turn on my computer, and I was just done.
Hmm.
I was done doing what I was doing, and I looked at the future, and I was done trying to go to that path. I didn't want to manage what I was doing, right? Because the next step is manager, and I said, I don't want to manage this. Like, I don't
Right.
want to be a manager doing this because for me, it wasn't fun anymore. I wasn't learning, I wasn't growing. It was just, like a Viking in Valhalla, like wake up and do it again. Um,
Nice. Good analogy.
so I had, yeah. So I had conversations with the people who are in charge of me and worked it up the corporate chain of command, not saying, this job's stupid, but have you considered placing me in the business performance improvement practice? I think I could be a really good fit here.
Nice. Yeah, that
And
corporate, dialect.
yeah, exactly. And, eventually, it took a long time, but eventually they got me on a project. The project people are like, wow, you're new at this? I'm like, yeah. So then they got switched into the solution, and now this is my job. And I wake up and I'm, work is work. I can't say I'm excited to go, but I'm not dreading it. I don't not want to go anymore. And I stayed at Productivity because the job is the people are awesome.
Yep.
So I don't know how other places are, and I don't want to know. I know that when I ask for help from anybody at any level, they respond within 5 minutes. It's never, I don't have time for this. Um, I know if I ever need to ask someone for advice, people are there. And what more could you really ask for than having accountable coworkers that are also, fun to have side conversations with?
Cool. Totally. totally. And where do you see that going? Where do you see yourself in the next, 1, 3, and 5 years ahead at this point then? I mean,
Hopefully,
yeah, totally.
hopefully a manager at Productivity, and then who knows? I mean,
Yeah,
dude, I could give this all up in a year from now and say, or 3 years from now, and say I want to go to Thailand and find myself in a monastery, and or I could stick it through for 3 more years and get to my next promotion and then flip it back, right? Then 3 years from now and go to Thailand, and then 5 years from now I'm in Thailand, or flip it back and forth,
go on some yoga retreat. Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
go practice some Wim Hof breathing, whatever it is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just put some ice baths and
Yeah.
yeah, totally.